Hey friends, this is Marilyn from Tarot Clarity. Just a few things before we get into today's video. If you're a member or if you'd like to be a member, get in on the contest I have going. The end of the month is when I'll pull from the Magic Brass Bowl. You must enter through the video called monthly contest, something like that. It's definitely got the word contest in it for members only. I think it's monthly contest. I only have about half of you in here. Now, I understand that not everybody really wants a tarot reading, which is what the prize is. So I understand that. So if you're not really interested in getting a tarot reading, that's okay, but I just want you to be made aware of it. And thank you to everyone, subscribers, members, people who likes, people who share, people who hit the hype button, people who buy me coffee, people who send super thanks my way. I don't thank you enough, and I hope you all know I don't take it for granted, so thank you very much. And the contest is my way of saying thank you. Another thing I want to touch base on is this beautiful deck that I shared by Marco Benedetti. Now, I knew Marco would not scold me, but I knew he would remind me that this deck, with its beautiful gold leaf, was not that as fragile as one would think. And he assured me that after 12 years of using his deck that he has, and he riffle shuffles, he says he riffle shuffles, and he showed me the worst damaged card in that deck. And it was pretty pristine. It was surprisingly in good condition. And he said the only marks that were on it were from fingernails. So if you have fingernails, and that's my incentive to keep my nails really short. I don't have long fingernails, but they're probably long enough to do damage. But when I do this, when I do anything with this deck, particularly if I riffle shuffle, I will cut my nails down to the nibs. So for those of you who have this deck and are reluctant to use it, or want to purchase it, bear in mind that you have Marco's blessings to riffle shuffle it. Just be wary of the fingernails. Okay, the next thing is, for those of you who are particularly observant, I have found my pink pearl earrings, and I'm so glad. In fact, I found them about 15 minutes. Well, obviously I'm wearing the same clothes. About 15 minutes after I did the reading. However, I cannot credit the reading for this one. I'll flip the camera. I already picked up the cards, and I started this video before I rewatched the last video. So I'm going by memory what the cards were. So, but I think I got it right. So let me flip the camera, show you the cards, and then explain where I actually found the earrings. Alrighty then. Now, truth be told, I don't remember if it was a 6 or an 8. However, I don't remember saying 6 is a perfect number. I don't remember saying that, so maybe it was the 8. I don't think it was a 4, because I would have commented on 2 4s. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, it was a sword that had an interior with nothing in it. And then immediately next to it was like 4 cups. So, part of me thought, which I had already checked my shower stall, but I thought, well, maybe it's by the shower stall, like a container. But then, see, I didn't think so, because there was nothing in the center. So if it was something in the center, I would say, well, it's contained within something like a pocket or a box or the shower stall, right? Because I saw the water. So I think, either one of these, or even if it was the 4, even though I don't think it was a 4, because I think I would have commented on 2 4s. But then I saw the water, and I figured, well, it's in a safe place. It's water, so it has to do with water. Maybe it's in water, But the stability of the 4 encouraged me. Then I got distracted because I was thinking, I took it out of the house. I figured that was not necessarily a person, but just the action of removing it from the house. And then I thought, my mind went to, well, I was just babysitting, my grandson recently, so maybe that was it. And then because because the Rosenwald Minchiati is a little different, and Minchiati in general is a little different, the numbers of the cards vary. So to be fair to the situation, I pulled the 12 from both the Minchiati system and a usual tarot system. So it was the elder, which is me, the elder on crutches. Well, come on, I walk with canes and I'm ancient, so I figured this was me, now it's not walking in the same direction, but I figured it was me who removed it from the house. And then this one, I saw, bags. So then I thought immediately, I took bags when I went there, because I always put my lunch and my keys and my headphones or whatever it is that I take when I babysit. So I found the bags, and there was nothing in the bags. I also, however, forgot that we also went on an overnight trip, and we had bags, but I didn't think of that at the time. And in any case, it had nothing to do with the overnight trip. So where did I find them? Well, I was sitting here in my tarot seat. Let me flip the camera. And I went to use a tissue, because I have a little bit of a runny nose, and I wiped my nose, and then I went to put the tissue in my pants pocket to just have it handy, so if I need a tissue again, it's right there, right? Well, sure enough, my earrings were in my pants pocket. So although I wouldn't have understood this and this to be pockets, I misread, I misunderstood, or the reading just didn't come clear. Now, I was wearing these pants when I babysat my grandson. So it probably did happen when I was babysitting, and I probably took them off because he tends to, touch my earrings, And so I was like, oh, snap. So I took them off and put them in my pocket. I'm just glad I didn't throw these in the wash, before I actually, I would have observed. I would have noticed if they were in the pocket. I would have put, I put my hands in the pocket, but not always. Sometimes I forget to do that, because I just assumed there was nothing in the pockets. So, and the water, the 4 of Cups. I mean, I now in retrospect, knowing the outcome, I could say, well, it was like emotionally, like a satisfying thing. I found them, no harm, no foul. I mean, I could see it that way, but at the time when you're trying to find where something is, I think that's a real stretch. Instead, I saw it was like in a safe spot, perhaps near water, but I got it wrong. So there you go. There were enough clues that I might have gotten it right, but I didn't. But no harm, no foul. I have them, and I'm wearing them, and I will never put them in pants pockets again. Usually what I do when I have earrings that I like to wear, I keep them like on my vanity or rings like such. I either keep them on my vanity where I can grab them before I come into the tarot parlor. And then sometimes I'll leave them right on my tarot table so that when I get started, I can pop something on, so I have a little bit of ornamentation. My lipstick is here. My lipstick is here too, Okay, so let's get on with today. Now we see that who has decided to release the files. Now, I'd like to know what kind of restrictions are being put on them. Like, is it going to be that he releases the files, but every single line and every single page is blacked out? Is that going to be the case? Or will there be restrictions such as we can't, for security, for protection, or we can't release certain things, so that, like, obviously it amounts to his name being redacted because, there's certain restrictions. I don't know what they're going to do. I'd be very interested to see the release of those files under his permission, because I can't see him having jumped up and down that it's a hoax, that there's nothing to it, there's nothing to fear, he has nothing, and then to say, he clearly establishing, that there's a lot for him to fear, and then all of a sudden he's okay with it. So that, you don't think that's suspicious? I do. I mean, but I'm for it. Like, wrote them. And then if the now women seem to think there was some foul play, I really do hope they come out with their own list. I know that they have to be very brave, but they've been brave so far. And I'd like to see their list. I think their list is the only list that counts, really. And those emails are interesting. I've been watching like MTN Network and others. And they're, they've released a few of the emails. Kind of interesting, the things that were said between J.E., the initials, and his brother. I think his name is Mark, M.E. Very interesting conversations between them. Okay, and for my Minky, that demonstration, as was the reading that I did, was with the Rosenwald Redux, which is now a Kickstarter from November 10th to December 13th. It's currently, I'll put the link down below. And bear in mind that because I have a printer's copy, it didn't come with a box because I got a printer's copy. But the real copy will. I just put it in a bag that I got from a New Age shop in Cape May, New Jersey, when I was there recently. Okay, I came up with a question. Today, my husband has determined that tomorrow we're going to go to the bank where I have some of my mother's leftover money. It's not much, but it's enough to like put it in some place to let it accrue, right? So I have an extremely good interest rate on it, but it's currently now in a bank that's like 60 miles away. And my husband is really doing his best to get me to pull it out before the term ends and put it in a bank near us, which neither of us have done our homework. I don't know that I'm going to get as good a rate, and it's just going to sit there. So either I'd rather it just sit wherever the money is the best. But he's putting a lot of pressure on me. And I usually do as he suggests because he tends to have a better grip on things. But I don't know. So, not that I would ever suggest you do anything financial as a result of cards. And I will take my own advice because I will call the bank that he's suggesting I move it to see what kind of deal I'll get with them. So I'm not moving my money until I know. But I'm just, without having done that, I'm just kind of curious, what, if that would be a mistake to move my money. I'm only going to do a 3-card pull. This is already 13 minutes, so do a 3-card pull. Let's see, with a quint card. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me unplug this thing. I apologize for I just don't want to push buttons because you know how I am. Whenever I push buttons, see, it usually causes trouble. So there we go. I'm not having a heck of a great technical day today. Most days aren't technically great either. Alrighty, let's just see. So we have 4 batons. What a beautiful card, huh? So we could see it as a doorway, some type of barrier, because it does look like that. But we could also, the way I see it, combine the 4 with the batons. So like, a stability regarding growth. Now, I do see batons as a suit that could be people or community, right? But it could also be growth. I mean, these are flowers growing, right? So it could be stability of growth. The question was, should I move it? The patriarch, that's him, the big shot. Telling me what to do or highly suggesting what I do. So there is a lot of pressure from him. Looking at, okay, he's looking at my security. He's looking at it from, to protect it. So he's coming from a good place, I think we have a pair of 4s, that flank the Emperor, which is a 4. Whoa, they're all 4. Isn't that something? Which is a number of stability. So he is looking in my best interest. Not that I'm throwing shade at my husband, but, a woman can never be too careful. So I am reassured by the 3 4s, which would be 12, right? 3 times 4 is 12. So there's that. And I believe in this deck, 12 would be the Hanged Man. So perhaps I will regret it. Let's see what the Hanged Man looks like. I forget what number 12 looks like here. This is the beautiful Othrysian tarot, Greek. Disposition, referencing the Titans mythology. So I'm not really sure what, it was probably Prometheus. That's right, it was Prometheus for 12. This deck is gorgeous, isn't this deck beautiful? Okay, Prometheus, where art thou, Prometheus? Who was punished by, I guess it was Zeus, for having gifted humans with the gift of fire. There we go. And as a consequence, an eagle came every day and removed the liver from Prometheus's body. So this does, now the word here is suspension. So they might have a little bit of a occultist slant to this deck. Although it goes along with the 4s, doesn't it? Like money stagnating. So is it that the money will stagnate where it is, or will the money stagnate if I move it? I don't want stagnation, I want growth, but it could be that right now no one's given us a good deal. I don't know what my husband's thinking. I don't know what he's thinking, to be honest. That's interesting. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the question was, is it a good idea to move, to move it? And it looks like his intent is sincere, and it's to protect the money. But maybe this is just, it's getting stagnant where it is, or will it just get stagnant where it goes? Okay, and maybe I wasn't clear with my question, because now I can't quite remember what my question was. So I'm going to just I'll do 3 riffles, and I'm not going to push the button. And the question being, should I move it? And we're going to pull 1 card. So 3 riffles. I know I'm not giving it a thorough shuffling, but then I'll do some hand over hand. Should I move it? Or is this in reference to keeping it where it is? Okay, hold on. Is this in reference to keeping it where it is or moving it? Well, that's kind of vague. So I'm going to just ask for yes or no clarification. A positive card would suggest move it. He's interested. He wants to protect my money. And then this is a card of stagnation. Okay, let's see what we got here. Woo! Move the money. Move the money. Should I move the money? Move the money. Okay, well, there you go. I will do my due diligence, however. I will find out what I can get from the other bank. I will find that out. But outlook looks promising. Outlook looks promising. You know what? That made me think of my 8-ball over there. Just for ish and giggles, let's pull the 8-ball. Now, bear in mind that I definitely do not progress on things based on an 8th ball. However, it's just fun. And the Outlook comment that I made me think of it. So, okay, Magic 8 ball, should I move my money to another place? And what does this say? Wake up. I can't see it. Yes. Can you see? I see the word yes, but I can't see what else it says. But I do say the word yes. I hope you guys see it too. Okay, I see the word yes, so there you go. It's an old one, so it's probably not working up to par. I had another one that was even older from when I was a teenager, but my sister confiscated that when I went to college, and that's, it's a bone of contention. She's just kept my 8-ball, so I had to replace it. I love 8-ball. Until next time, friends, peace, stay well, be brave, and be kind. And moving forward, speak up, show up, and vote.